Previously on What the Fuck Marine. Onyx returned to the realm of light from the dark time pit. He told Marineman that if he didn't review Destiny 2 again, the world would fall into the dark time pit. After this, Onyx would force Marineman to review terrible games such as Halo Infinite, Vanguard Zombies, and the fake Nintendo Entertainment System. After reviewing Life is Strange Remastered, Onyx combined his heart with Jamie's and sent Marineman to a pocket dimension. Marineman then met up with an alternate universe angry video game nerd and defeated Onyx. Marineman returned back to his universe and faced Onyx one last time, vanquishing him for good. Marineman took a moment after and reflected on his past so he can plant the seeds of his future. Onyx may be gone, but a new enemy is near.
Yours will be criticizing me. Ours will be criticizing you. Ours will be harder on myself. You'll never know how I truly have felt. Makes you wanna say, this thing really does suck ass. Makes you wanna say, even things from the past. Makes you wanna say, this is the worst thing I have seen. Makes you wanna say, what the fuck, Marine? What the fuck, Marine? What the fuck, Marine? What the fuck, Marine? What the fuck, Marine?
For the last 7 months, I was stuck in a pocket dimension. And as you can tell, I made my way out. And the last time I was back at Marineman HQ, I reviewed Destiny 2's Witch Queen. And for the most part, it was really good. So when Bungie was hyping up LIGHTFALL to be an Infinity Ward and the final shape to be an endgame as a comparison, people got excited. So I'm going to say the magic words. What can possibly go wrong?
So the story. What's happening this time? Well, a big Cabal leader teamed up with the Witness, also known as Mega Mind looking motherfucker. The Witness seems to be the force of darkness itself, similarly how Ansem Secret of Darkness was in Kingdom Hearts 1. So his goal was to use Callus, the Cabal Shadow Legion leader, to secure a connection with the Veil and the Traveler to do something. And overall, the story seems pretty simple this time around, in my opinion. You go to Neptune, to the city of Neomuna, and meet with some augmented humans. They're called Cloud Striders, and this is their city's guardians. You work with them and protect the Cloud Ark, which is their super complicated VR machines.
Yes, one of the biggest plot points of this DLC is protecting virtual reality machines. Imagine society's biggest problem was worried about the VR systems going offline. Protecting the Oculus, the Valve Index, or even worse, the Virtual Boy.
Jokes aside, this is a problem for us Guardians because the Cloud Ark is tied to the Veil, or at least they make it seem that way. So it's not entirely pointless. I just think it's funny that Bungie found a cop-out to make new citizen models by placing these holographic things. Yeah, these are the people roaming outside in the Cloud Ark. Why not just, go outside?
So that's more or less the basic story elements of the DLC. And now, I do have my complaints.
Rohan and Nimbus, the Cloud Striders, were introduced in this DLC and seem like they'd be a vital part going forward with the Destiny story. Now, Nimbus is a world vendor, and you know what that means. Just like Finch from Witch Queen, other than providing comms on the world and doing the DLC, he's wasted. They did this to Varix too. When was the last time he was mentioned? Crow is still reserved for season story content for some odd reason, even though his arc seems very important. Yet he's not used in the actual DLC. Going back to Rohan, and spoiler alert real quick, he gets killed off by sacrificing himself because we could not use our new strand powers to destroy the relay. Rohan's character had so much potential, then they mack him for no reason. They do this where Amanda Holiday did seasonal story content as well for this DLC, though Amanda was more of a side character than anything, but why fridge her? to improve Crow's arc. Yes, the Crow was romantically interested with her, but why do this to better the Crow? It's lame, uncreative. Zavalar's character lost his family, and we learn more about him this season of The Haunted. These characters were introduced to us as ghosts, and I don't mean the ones that resurrect us in game, I mean real spooky ghosts. This was a good way to improve characters even further. Crow did get a ghost of Aldrin Solve haunting him, and he learned to accept his past even though it's not technically him anymore. But are you seeing this trend though? The fridging of characters, the ambiguousness of motives for the witness. It just feels like Bungie doesn't know where to take the story. But I know this isn't the case. I just feel like these characters are fleshed out but shallow in other aspects. Rohan wanted to protect Nimbus and his city, so he sacrificed himself. But this does nothing for the overall story other than giving some grief to Nimbus. It does nothing for us Guardians, nor does it do anything for Osiris, other than realizing the metaphor Rohan used to strengthen us to use our strand.
It just does not make sense to me the way the story and its characters are written. And put the nail in the shit-filled coffin again. They kill off one of the most iconic things of all of Destiny. And arguably in all of gaming, the big fucking floating ball of death in the sky, the fucking Traveler.
At the end, you defeat Callus, and our ghost gets possessed by the Witness somehow, and makes a connection from the Veil to the Traveler. The Witness makes a triangle portal in it, and then goes through it. It's later explained by Zavala and Ikora that the Traveler is dead, and the Witness traveled somewhere we can't follow. The thing is, this has harsh implications and even more questions. Does this mean no more ghosts are going to be created to make Guardians? How do we still have our ghosts and our powers? What was the Witness's true goal? Is it even true the Traveler is dead? And what now?
Imagine you looked up and see this big fucking ball in the sky, and it's the reason why you have superpowers and shit. And some Mega Mind motherfucker just puts a freaking triangle portal in it, and then goes to another realm and some shit. And, anyone that tries to follow it gets turned to, I don't know, fucking goop. Yeah. Goop. I don't know!
Instead, the iconic Traveler hanging over the last city is just a bunch of Cabal and Elixni ships. I do have to say, what a downgrade this skybox has to be. The ships are stationary. They don't move. They don't do anything. It's a waste. Strand is the new Darkness subclass for this DLC. You can use the grappling hook or suspend your targets with grenades. Now, it's a cool subclass and all, but I do still have my gripes. Like, why is the grappling in the grenade slot and not the melee slot? It just confuses me. It makes no sense since it's not a grenade. It could be perhaps to utilize all the grenade regen buff mods, but those went away a season ago by the time I was recording this. But throughout the campaign, you get the subclass temporarily, an emphasis on temporary. You get it for an encounter, and then it goes away, and then you're slowed and stunned, leading to the aforementioned death of Rohan. This mechanic, gimmick, stupid fucking piece of shit is used every mission except for the strike. The mission that busts my balls the most is the training mission. It's literally a boss fight with a sweeping wall of death in the battlefield. Now, we were kind of under-leveled, but that didn't matter. And we didn't know the Wall of Radiance negated the wall's damage, or at least let you survive it. So maybe after 15 attempts, we beat it. The whole point of the mission was to practice with Strand, and we used a Void Hunter and a Solar Warlock and a Strand Titan. Only one of us had Strand, and only one of us needed Strand to progress to finish the mission. It was really dumb, really fucking stupid, and a waste of time.
Now, you see, I know this wasn't a very long review, but I didn't want to put a lot of effort into something that didn't put a lot of effort into me. So, in all actuality though, we still have the entirety of the seasonal story content loop to go through. So, there's still that to look forward to. And minus the destruction of the Traveler and the death of Amanda Holiday, things do look pretty cool. Season of Deep, so far that I've played within the first week, has been pretty good. But it's just kind of sad that Neomuna had nothing much to offer And it's kind of sad that the story was just disappointing overall and gave us a very shitty ending just for us to wait an entire year like fucking Infinity War did with Endgame. So I guess it comes full circle. But I don't know. Anyways, I'm gonna get back to gaming. It's been a long while since I've been in the headquarters, home, whatever you want to fucking call this place. Now I know this is a different attire, but we have to do what we have. So, my name is Marineman. I'll see you on the next episode of What the Fuck Marine. Let's get some gaming on!